Alright, so today we're talking about Masae's Avatar The Last Airbender fan art, and we'll also be talking about how we'll be helping you get your Nickelodeon fan art in front of Nickelodeon. And even though we can't promise that anyone's going to get hired or anything like that, we can tell you that Nickelodeon will definitely see the entries, so it's a great way to get your art in front of the right people, and a lot of the times, that's the hardest thing to do. So for today's video, Masae will be doing the painting here. What you will be showing in the very beginning is revealing a sketch that you did. Now, even though you are not showing yourself actually drawing it, this is the beginning steps. So this, in a sense, this is your process. Now, I'm assuming that you did more than one sketch, and that's why you just wanted to kind of concentrate on the sketch, get that done, and then when you got it done, then okay, let's record the process to finish.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I think the sketching stage, the idea phase, is the most time consuming and the most boring to watch, so I kind of just like revealed that first step.
When I'm on that really rough sketch phase, a lot of times I'm not concentrating on the exact spot that I'm drawing, if that makes any sense. I'm more like loosening up the attention so that I'm kind of just gazing at the whole entire thing, and that allows me to kind of use more of my peripheral vision to kind of, you know, I'm not totally focused on it. I kind of see it at the corner of my eye. Does it look good? Do you do any of that? Does this connect with you in any way, or do you do it differently?
Yeah, it's kind of like the concept of like squinting and seeing a fuzzy image and seeing if that reads or not. And it's like that whole you know, when you see someone, a friend that's standing very far away, but somehow you know it's them just because of their silhouette and also the way they walk.
Yep.
So it's kind of like that, where, you know, you just want the overall feel, and once you get that right, then everything is kind of just like putting the small pieces together.
Now, we've never talked about this before, so this is actually very interesting to me. When I'm doing those initial rough sketches as well, I'm forcing my hand a lot of time to keep moving. Even if I haven't totally thought it out, I'm just gonna make it keep moving. Do you ever do any of that?
Huh. No, I don't think actually, I'm not too sure. That seems like a really good idea, though.
I think it's more of like, I don't want to kind of stop and start noodling at a little area. And so if my main goal is to keep my arm moving, then I got to keep my thoughts fast, and I got to keep moving around the image a lot more.
It's probably also like going with your instincts and then refining it.
Yeah, I can connect with that, what you just said there. Because my hand just keeps moving, I kind of have to rely on my instincts a bit to get me through it. And then there's a point where, like, I look at the rough stuff, I actually concentrate on it, and I try to see where it's going, if it's going in the right direction, if there's any changes I need to make, right? And kind of using those rough lines to inspire me, right? Especially for some parts that you might not have thought out completely, right? Those rough lines, a lot of times, it's like we can use it to figure out an answer, kind of inspire ourselves. And this is the second Nickelodeon challenge. If you missed the first one, don't miss the second one. This is all about stylizing your favorite Nickelodeon character going to a Halloween party. This is the one that Masae chose, or you can choose other prompts as well.
Yeah, so there's 3 prompts in total. The first one is inside a Nickelodeon character's mind or dream. And the second one, which I did, is stylize your favorite Nickelodeon character going to a Halloween party. And the third is a small Nickelodeon character fights a large Nickelodeon character for the last slice of cake.
And of course, you can read all the details of the challenge if you go to the Nickelodeon Instagram page. On the profile, you'll see a link there leading to all the details of this challenge.
this challenge should open doors for a ton of imagination and range. So hopefully everyone has fun doing this.
Awesome. Why don't we talk a little bit about your art here?
So I kind of wanted to go with a more stylized version from what I usually do. So there's more precise lines, some dark blacks here and there. And yeah, just wanted to have fun with this.
Fantastic. And what did you end up painting? I know what you're painting here, but what's the idea here?
So it's Avatar, The Last Airbender, and it's with Aang and Momo, his little sidekick. When I was in high school, that's the first time I ever watched it. So this show really stuck with me, and I was thinking like, okay, Nickelodeon, my favorite characters. Of course, it's gotta be Aang, and I had to add Momo in because I have a cat named Momo. So, just wanted to add that extra little character.
That's fantastic. And of course, Momo is dressed up as Aang, and Aang is dressed up as Momo. So coming up with this idea, how many iterations did you end up doing?
Probably 2 or 3 different compositions, but the idea was the exact same. Like I stuck with my first initial idea of them to dress up as each other. Yeah, and when I was coming up with this illustration, I was also thinking, what are elements in the Avatar world that I could add? So it wouldn't just be any type of costume or props that would be in our world. So like the parts where Aang with his fake wings, I kind of took the inspiration from his glider from the show.
It definitely feels like it. And I love how you did that too. I really appreciated the makeshiftness of the costume, right? You could see some stitching. You can see what it's made out of. It wasn't bought in a store because obviously you can't buy these kind of Halloween costumes in the world of Avatar. And the tail. The tail is just a rope, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was thinking like, oh, maybe it's a stitched up tail, but then I'm thinking like, what would Aang do? He'd probably just like grab a rope or something and tie it around his waist.
Now, I absolutely loved Avatar. It was one of the coolest things ever. When you went to clean up your rough, what was the style? What was the objective there? Because it did change, right? This isn't the finished style of Avatar, even though it does fit well with, the existing Avatar.
Oh, thanks. My reason for this style is because I wanted to cheat a bit in a way where, because there's so many straights, I didn't have to think about the perfect curved lines, if that makes sense.
I did notice that you would use a bunch of straight lines a few times where the combination of them creates generally a curve. The ears on the Momo costume on Aang gets quite angular, right? It's very cool though.
Oh, thanks. This isn't my usual style, but I just wanted to try something new, and it was actually really fun, so maybe it might become a new thing for me.
Well, that's definitely what these challenges are all about, is getting out of our comfort zone. Was there anything particular that you liked about this illustration that's different from what you usually do?
Yeah, the very simple flat coloring is something that I don't normally do often. I wanted to kind of try to make something that matches their whole style.
Wow, so those atmospheric touches in the end, they really do something, like a lot to the image actually. The more you add on, the more I'm like, oh wow, now it's finished. No, now it's finished.
Thanks.
Alright everybody, so good luck out there. Go to Nick Animation on Instagram, go to their profile, and that's where you'll find the link to the details of this contest.